to everyone on LinkedIn and the other platforms. I wanted to definitely discuss. I know the other day I talked about the child tax credit a few days ago, leading up to today, which is where it is dropping for most people. But I wanted to put a different spin on it today and talk about money tips as it relates to high school students and college students, mainly because that's what other than employees at corporations with financial wellness, my other demographic that I deal a lot with over the past, 8 to 10 years, as far as speaking is concerned, is high school and college students. That is definitely what my passion is. I'm a first generation graduate. And we all know that the number one reason that students either don't go to college or they don't get across the graduation stage is finances. And so if you're able to show them how to win with their money and get through college, guess what? On the other side is the income they need to succeed. Okay. So that's where my passion is. Over the last 10 years, I have spoken to over 80,000 students as at least, I just spoke to a group of students on Monday. I think it was about 80 on Monday. And then next week, I have like 3 or 4 groups I have to speak to across the country, between Michigan and Texas and North Carolina next week. So my passion is definitely young people and helping them, as well as their families, even if they're in college, helping them and their families win financially, because it has to be a group effort. And I'm all about generational wealth. I'm all about closing the wealth gap. And so that's why I want to do this. Look at the child tax credit and how it can help those who are in high school and college. So I want to talk about the high school students first and my money tips for them. Of course, the ones that I have been speaking to this summer already, I have let them know that this money is coming. Okay, this money is coming. One thing that I think families should always talk about is finances and money, mainly because, even when it's semi-hard time or hard times, you need to let your children know. I don't care how old they are, okay? Even if they're in college, you need to let them know we're having a little bit of hard time financially. So we just need to reel some things back, but we'll be back to normal soon, as long as we do this together. That's the kind of things that need to be done at all times, and including during the times that you got some extra money coming in, parents letting them know what the deal is. But I'm sure not all parents are going to do that. So I have high school students and college students that are connected to me on LinkedIn, and definitely connected to me on Instagram and Facebook and so forth. So I wanted to do this live. Some people may be thinking, high school students on LinkedIn? Yes, those that I speak to around the country, if they are in 9th grade or higher, I am encouraging them to get on LinkedIn. I even have a whole workshop that I'm hired for to get them on LinkedIn and start to showcase their talents that cannot be showcased through a piece of paper or application to a college. So they're on here with me with LinkedIn and watching as well. So let's get started with the tips for the high school students. All right, first and foremost for the high school students, just to help you understand a little bit what the child tax credit is. It's an advanced credit right now. So usually your parents will get $2,000 as a tax credit, right? Depending on their income. I speak mostly to first generation limited income students. Those are the ones who usually follow me. So more than likely your parents fall into that income threshold. So we don't even need to talk about the income threshold. More than likely your parents fall into it. So they're getting the money. If you have children in your family, or you are one of these children, 0 to 6 years old, 0 to 5 years old, we get $300 a month extra per child up to December. Okay. And then your parents are going to get the rest of the tax credit, which is overall, depending on, the age group and so forth of their children. I think so 2000. So they're going to get like an extra $1,800, something like that. I talked about it earlier in the week. This is more about the money for you all. And then 6 years old to 17 years old, they're going to get $250 per child. All right. So if you're in high school, more than likely, if you're not, a 12th grader, that's 18. If you're 17, then younger, then that money's coming in for you. Okay. So you're going to be, they are getting $250 per month up through December, but they're getting it because of you. Okay. So that's what I want you to understand. All right. And we'll talk to the college students in a minute, because you may be thinking to yourself, well, this doesn't pertain to me. It does in certain situations. So we're going to talk about that. But for my high school students, what I first want you to understand is that you need to make sure that you get that emergency fund, or in case you're breathing fund, you know what I call it, that I talk about in my presentation. You need to get that together. So my 9th, 10th, 11th graders, you know that I want you to have at least $250 saved and in case you're breathing fund. All right. Those of you who are new to me, the reason I'm saying presentation is because I speak all over the world to high school students, college students, employees at corporations about me paying off $50,000 of debt in 2 years. So that's what I'm talking about. When you hear me saying presentation, I'm an international speaker and author. So that's why I'm talking to those who have followed me from out to hear me speak. But those of you who heard me speak, you know we talk about having at least $250 saved. Okay. $250 saved. I show you all in the presentations how to get that money yourself, but this is already coming. So in 1 month of one of those checks that's come between today and December 15th, is every month a new $250 check is coming every single month. Okay. In your name. All right. To your parents. So even just one of those checks can go to that emergency fund that I'm always talking about. Those who are rising seniors, you know, I want you to have more money. I want you to have at least $500 because you are moving into college next year, and your emergencies are going to cost a lot more than someone who's in a 9th grade, a 10th grade, or 11th grade, right? So I need your emergency fund, or in case you're breathing fund, because if you're breathing, something could happen, of $500. So 2 of those checks can help you out with that, to get that if you don't have it already. All right. So first and foremost, talk to your parents about, can I get $50 from each check? Can I get $100 from each check? Can I get the whole $250? And so I can build up my emergency fund. So that's tip number 1 for my high school students. Tip number 2, once you get that emergency fund, or in case you're breathing fund together, I want you to start talking to your parents about possibly taking the money and investing it for your college. All right. To be able to go to college. This money could be used as putting in savings for the book costs that you're going to have in college, because books are not cheap at all. They are actually very expensive. They can be $200 a book, $300 a book. So this money will help you get ready for that when you decide to go to college, and it can just be saved. You also can talk to them about talking to someone they trust as a financial advisor and opening you up a 529 college savings account. That's another thing, an investing account that money can go to. And I promise you, $250 a month is better than zero, because you or your parents may think, well, it's only $250. It's $250 more than you had before. If you didn't have a 529 or you didn't have a college investing account, it's more than you had before. So go ahead and put that in there. So that's tip number 2, to allocate the money towards that. Tip number 3, this is on you all. Okay. So I'm talking to my high school students. This is on you all. Let's enhance what's already going on. Just a little bit of background. Okay. You all, I do a lot of presentations to adults. Okay. Especially since last March, when these stimulus packages started to drop. So high school students, follow along with me. You all know that I tell you in my presentations, the more you know, the more valuable you are, the more money that comes into you. All right. So follow me with what I'm saying. There has been money coming in since last year. Okay. For your family. So that when you always hear those stimulus checks, those things have been coming in $1,200 at a time per person, $600 per child. That money has been coming in. So your parents, depending on what kind of situation they may have been in financially, may have some savings behind it, but this money is in the same thing. It's kind of like a stimulus check, and it's coming in. But how can you help them enhance it? How can you help them enhance the amount of money that comes into a household, right? I'm not going to go into everything. You all have heard the different money tips that I give you to put in for your families, but I will share this one with you for those of you who have never heard me speak. show them how to save on their everyday expenses. So the main one that I would tell you to focus on is the groceries. Okay, if it's more than you in the house as a child, as their child, groceries are a lot. Okay, even if it's just you. If you are a high school student, you eat, I'm sure of it. You eat good enough of food that it's going to make them spend a lot of money. So how can you help them save on that? Show them how to find, shop meal plan around things that are inexpensive. I was just on the news talking about inflation last week. And one of the things I talked about was grocery shopping. I hadn't been in a long time. And I was just like, I'm tired of eating out. Me and the kids, we are eating in. I'm going to cook again. I go into the grocery store and chicken. So understand what your parents are going through or your guardians are going through when they go and shop for food. Okay. Your parents are your guardians. This is what is happening. Chicken breast used to be $1.99 a pound. Now they're $4.99 a pound. Packs of bacon used to be $2.99 a pound. Now they're almost $6. Like that is what they are going against right now. And they're going against that in the entire grocery store. So one thing, this is one tip I want you to share with your parents and guardians to help them save money in one of the biggest expenses that they have outside of rent, mortgage, light bill, those kind of things. It's the grocery bill. Show them how to meal plan around what is on sale. So chicken breast may go back on sale. Let's get that this week. Okay. Hamburger meat might be half off. Let's get that. Just the meats that you're putting around, because that's going to be the ones that's going to cost the most. All right. Let's have a vegetarian night where we just eat, make us a nice salad or, some vegetables and fruit or whatever it may be. Okay. This will help them save on the grocery bill. So not only is the $250 or $300 coming in if you have younger siblings, but now we're also looking at another part of our financial lives as a household, and we want to save there and save some money there and just enhance it. So that's what I mean, enhance the money that's already coming in by looking at another part of your household finances and seeing how you can save on them. So that is my tips for my high school students. Get that $250 emergency fund saved up. All right, like I said, the checks are coming $250 each and every month. Started today through December. And then number two, after you get that done, that in case you're breathing fund funded, then let's talk about putting some of that money towards your college and investing in that so that you won't be like the other Americans where the average student loan debt for graduates is $40,000. We don't want to be there. Okay. And then last but not least, as a part of the household, enhance the money that's already coming in by looking at other things within the household that you can help your parents and guardians save on. So that's my tips for my high school students. Now to my college students. First and foremost, once again, you understood the numbers that I talked about. It's either going to be $250 a month per child or $300 a month per child if you have a sibling in your house from 0 to 6. So you may be thinking to yourself, I am not that age. I am 18 and up. I'm in college. I'm well out of that. But if you have little brothers and sisters, understand that money is coming in monthly. So if you have 3 brothers and sisters, let's say 6 and up. All right, 3 brothers and sisters, 6 and up. That is what, $750 a month through December each month, extra coming into that household. Now, the reason I'm telling you all of this, like I said, I deal with first generation students. I deal with limited income students a lot, which means, and I don't care what race they are, because of that, they might be coming from limited income families. They work a lot. They work a lot to put themselves through school as best as they can, but they also work a lot to send money home. They also work a lot to send money home. That is another reason that these students drop out, because they work to pay for school, or they work to send money home, and they work so much that the academics suffer. And so a lot of times when people bring me on campus, we're trying to stop that from happening. Okay, we're trying to stop that from happening. So my first tip is for you college students is to understand, if you have younger siblings at home, that money is coming in. So if you have been working a lot to send money home and not focusing as much on your academics, from July through December, you can pull it back, get you some rest, or be able to talk about The next tip that I'm gonna talk about is redirect your money. Okay, redirect your money to other opportunities. Okay, you have been sending your money home to help out with the household. Maybe you have felt maybe people at home have pushed guilt on you that you're not here working like you were when you were in high school. You can let that guilt go. You can let that guilt go. If you got little brothers and sisters, you let that guilt go for the next 6 months, because money is coming in. And by the way, just like I told high school students, money has been coming in since last March in 2020. Stimulus checks for children, stimulus checks for your parents or guardians have been coming in. Thousands of dollars have been coming in since last year. So you really could have been taking a break from working, but I'm letting you know right now. That's why I did this live that's specifically for high school students and college students, for you all to hear me, whether it's here on Instagram, whether it's here on Facebook or LinkedIn. I want you all to hear me. College students, you can take a rest for a little while. If you want to keep working to help pay for college, you want to keep working and have money in your pocket, that is fine. But know that at home, money is coming in. Okay, so that, unfortunately, that excuse can't work anymore. Okay, they can't tell you that. Take a break. All right, and redirect your money to other opportunities. And when I mean by that, it's like I said, if you need things at college, you can put it towards that. Okay, if you need things to be able to take on opportunities as far as internships that may be coming up in the next semester or next summer, save that money that you're working with. So if you go to college in Texas, I'm thinking about Texas, I got to speak there next week. If you have money that, you're living in Texas and you get a paid internship in North Carolina, and let's say that company will not pay for relocation to come there, but when you get there, everything's good. Then this money that you've been working with for this 6 months and then next semester, spring semester, save all that money for those type of opportunities, because you don't want to get an internship like I had that paid me $3,000 a month and you can't even get there. Now they pay for me to get there, but there may be some opportunities that pay you $3,000 a month in an internship, and you can't even afford to get there, and now you lost out on it. This is what I mean by, at least for the next July to December, redirect this money towards opportunities. Save the money for conferences within your major that you can go to. Okay, so those of you who may want to go into education, I'm sure there are going to be education conferences coming up in the next few months in the spring semester. For those of you who want to go to med school, there's all these type of things that could be coming up. Maybe you need to buy certain industry magazines and that kind of stuff to stay up in marketing and branding if you're a business major like I was. Those kind of things. Redirect your money towards opportunities, not stuff, opportunities. Okay, opportunities that can bring you in more money. All right, that wasn't even on my list, all that other stuff, but we're gonna keep going. So number one, understand that if you have younger siblings at home in the household, money is coming in, good amounts of money, especially if you have 2 or 3 siblings. All right, money is coming in. They're good. And then of course, redirecting that money now that you have been earning by working to other opportunities, or you can take a rest as well. Because guess what? Even if you take a rest, there will be jobs there. We have plenty of jobs open that you can take advantage of. So if you want to take a rest, you can come back to that. All right. Dr. Hudson put on there: books, food, rent, car, conferences, courses, do something worth the while. Yes, Dr. Hudson. So those of you who have seen me on other platforms, I'm also on Instagram, because Instagram doesn't come through Restream. And last but not least, redirect, not your money, redirect your time. So like I said, take a rest. I don't want you to take a rest. You can take a rest and, sleep a little bit this summer and, maybe the first part of the semester. But you need to redirect your time to something productive that's going to bring money in. I'm all about bringing money into you all. But redirect your time to bring money in. So instead of working so much, let's redirect to scholarship searching. You should be doing that already, but you need to put it in the hyperdrive, okay, during this time. If you're going to, not work as much, let's redirect our time applying for scholarships that we may spend 3 hours applying to, 10 or 20 of them. But if one of them brings us in, or a couple of them bring us in $10,000, where else are you going to work for 3 hours and bring $10,000 in? Nowhere right now as a college student. So that's what I mean about redirecting your time to something that brings money in. Redirect your time into looking for internships, paid internships, even if you are a freshman. If you're a freshman, rising sophomore, you need to be looking for paid internships. All right, so you can have not only the experience from it, but you can have the nice money from it, because internships pay very well, and look for internships that pay well. Okay. And bring that in. So redirecting your time to start looking for internships that you can do maybe during the spring semester or next summer. Okay. Start now. This is your time. All right. And then last but not least, redirect your time towards your academics. You all know when you hear me speak, I talk about academics and the importance of it. Redirect your time towards your academics. Okay. You may be saying, well, Janae, I'm not in summer school right now, or, in a few weeks, the semester starts. There's information everywhere. You don't have to wait till the professor tells you what textbook you need, okay, or what book you need to go. You are a marketing major. Go read about marketing. Okay, go read about the things that are going on in marketing right now. And there are plenty of free resources all over the internet for you to read about the major that you're in. You can read about being a neonatal nurse. And the reason I'm talking about this stuff, because this is the students this week, this is what they want to be. They want to be neonatal nurses. They want to be engineers, mechanical engineers. They want to be a anesthesiologist. Like, this is stuff that can be studied right now before you get back into the classroom. Just take an hour a day honing in on your craft. Like I tell entrepreneurs, honing in on your craft every single day for an hour. Read something for an hour that pushes your intelligence up in that subject. All right, in the arena that you're in your major. Okay. If you're working less because you don't need to be sending money home as much, or you don't need money right now because you're good, you just want to take a little bit of break, redirect that energy and that time to your academics. Okay. Because like I said before, those who bring the most value are the ones who are going to get the most money, period. So the more that you know about a subject or your major and so forth, or industry that you're going into, the more valuable you're going to be in interviews, more valuable you're going to be when it looks at those applications for med school or law school or graduate school, or more valuable going to be when you try to take that business idea to a full-time business once you graduate. Those kind of things can be done right now. So that's what I wanted to share. I went longer than I thought I was going to go. But just to recap, for those of you just joining, I gave money to my high school students, to my college students, or if you work with high school students, college students, you can take what I just told you and share with them because they need to know. But the high school students, the tips was get that emergency fund loaded up with the amount that you're supposed to have. When that's done, any other money that coming in, ask your parents or guardians, can you put that towards your college savings? And then help enhance the money that's coming in. That's on you, high school students. Enhance the money that's coming in. For my college students, understand that if you have little siblings, younger siblings at home, money is coming in for them July through December. Every single month, a paycheck is coming in for them. So you cannot have to work as much if you have been sending money home. Okay. Redirect that money to other opportunities, to potential paid internships in the future that you need to have the money to travel to go to industry conferences, things that you may need for yourself. Maybe you need to, be meaning to fix your brakes on your car, or something else that you have been putting a Band-Aid on. Now let's get it fixed so it doesn't get worse. And then last but not least, redirect the time that you're saving by maybe not working as much, and redirect that time in a way that brings you more money in. Searching for scholarships, searching for paid internships, your academics, focusing on that, get your GPA up, whatever it needs to be. Okay. So that is what I wanted to share with you all. for those of you joining me, I know I got people when we're looking at Instagram, I got people internationally. So just to help you understand what I'm talking about, here in the United States, thanks to the last stimulus bill that was passed, in there was a basically an advanced child tax credit. And that advanced child tax credit means they're, parents in the United States under a certain income threshold is going to get a certain amount of money each and every month. At the ages 0 to 5, they get $300 a month per child with no limit on the children. So people can have 8 children and they would get the money per child. And then if they're ages 6 to 17, the money is $250 per child per month. So that's what I was talking about for those of you. I've seen some people joining from around the world on Instagram. I just want to explain it to you all, what's going on here in the States. All right. So I hope everybody is having a great Thursday and has had a great productive week. Those of you who follow me, I will be speaking. We're still doing virtual right now. I don't think I'm speaking live until a few more months, and definitely next year. And next year I have speaking engagements that are already lined up in person. I spoke in person in February in Texas. Like they was like, University of Houston, Clear Lake was like, we got to have you here. You got to come. So I have been speaking in person since the pandemic has started. And so next week is virtual. Wayne State University, Texas State University. I have a conference that I am attending as well. So everything is ramping back up for my speaking tour. So thank you to everyone who has allowed me to speak to either to your students or to your employees. Those of you who are just being introduced to me, I'll put my website in the comment section so that if you are looking for a fun and engagement, basically financial literacy, personal finance, financial wellness speaker to come in, whether it's virtual or live, just let me know. And we can talk about how my different workshops and keynotes can enhance the financial well-being of those that you work with and those that you serve. Okay. So everybody have a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you all soon.